What's up, guys? How you doing? Welcome back to 25 High. I actually just got back from hunting this morning, but I didn't have any luck, and started editing this video that you're about to watch, and realized I forgot to film an intro, or at least camera wasn't recording something. I actually lost like the first 2 or 3 clips from the morning for some reason, but kind of to roll you into what happened or what was going on. So I met up with my buddy's dad. He's been hunting this chunk of public. It's close to home, fairly. He's been on birds consistently. He actually killed 1 or 2 out there this year, and he invited me out. He said, "Hey, come on. I got some birds lined up. Hopefully, I mean they're tough, but maybe we can get one in front of us." So I met up with him. Got out of the truck about 5 a.m. and snuck into a spot where he knows that one's fairly consistently roosting, and he doesn't always gobble, but he seems like he's always around there, is what he was saying. So we sneak in there, we get set up, and we hear a couple subtle turkey sounds. Pretty sure we heard either a jake or a gobbler yelp, like right at first, like super early. I did a fly down, and that's kind of the start of this. So hopefully that'll give you a better idea of what was going on when these first clips start happening. So just to kind of recap, get set up, hear some subtle turkey sounds, start hearing some gobbles, and start making a plan. That's kind of where we're at when the video actually starts. So hopefully you guys enjoy. This is a pretty awesome hunt, super full of action. I mean, it was a really fun hunt. It's one of the most fun hunts I've been on in a while. So hopefully you guys will enjoy. Stay tuned. Was that him? Was that him? He's coming. Does it? Well, he's got to come around that bottom. Alright.
yards closer to this big branch bottom. I don't know if y'all can tell, but that big creek bottom behind us, that's where those turkeys were roosted this morning. They were 300 yards down it, but we had two different birds gobble down there, and then another one gobble back this way. And we thought one of them was coming, but I'm not exactly sure. There's an oak flat a little off through there. Some pretty oaks that I might be able to see and shoot into, and then up ahead of us, there's some private land back that way, and a lot of oaks. That Jake walked into the woods that way, so we pretty much could have a bird come in from anywhere, so we're just gonna have to stay quiet, keep our eyes peeled. So. So, got something on the lens. Alright, so we made a move. We got pretty close to where a couple birds were roosted this morning. Walked around this little oak flat and it's just covered in scratching, so I'm gonna sit here. We're kind of 45 on the tree, 45 degrees, looking two different ways. Hopefully we can hear something, and if we don't, we're just gonna sit here and hopefully have something stroll by. That's the plan. See, that's a long beard. That last one's a long beard. That last one's a long beard, 100%. There's, oh my God, that's a giant bird. Oh my God, I just saw like a 14-inch beard.
Just do some scratching.
Huh?
There's another one behind it up there. They're all around us. Can you see what they are?
I think it was a hen, because it sounded like it was jumping 5 feet from me. Or bubble clucking. Sure seemed like that thing just disappeared.
He's down there somewhere. If he stands up, he's gonna fall off.
We just had something crazy happen. We was on our last setup of the day. We've still got about 5 minutes before the WMA closes. But we're about ready to start packing up our stuff. Mr. Jeremy says, hey, something's coming in behind us. And I'm trying to kind of hear and listen, see what's going on. He says it's 2 or 5 o'clock. I just kind of ease my head around and see, catch a glimpse through the trees of this big old longbeard with what had to have been, I'd say a conservative guess would be 11-inch beard. 12-inch may be conservative. It was probably the longest beard I've ever seen on a wild turkey in person. He was down there about 100 yards, 80 or 100 yards. He went behind a tree. We got this big wide open creek bottom beside us. Well, he went behind a tree, headed straight towards it, and then disappeared. So, we made a few calls, did the only thing we knew to do. And then I had what I guess was a hen. Sounded like she was about 5 feet from me, bubble clucking en masse. And I waited a minute, finally eased my head around. Didn't see her at all. Never saw that turkey. So, I guess these are Houdini turkeys or something, but hopefully these next few minutes that turkey will show himself. I don't know where on earth he could have gone. It's all open except for where he walked into. Well guys, it's 1 o'clock. I was kind of gonna try to show you so you can kind of see, hopefully you can kind of see how this ridge, it's kind of like a little draw that funnels into this bottom, and then there's another ridge right there. And that turkey was what, about halfway, a quarter of the way down that ridge, and he was working his way down, and it angles towards us. And then you can see this big pretty bottom down here. And we were fully expecting that turkey. I don't know about you, this is what I was thinking. Him angling toward us going downhill. I thought he was gonna hit the edge of that bottom and walk up. Yeah, and then anywhere on the edge of that bottom, I ranged one of them pine trees is 53 yards, so. Oh yeah, and he come down there, and for me, I caught 2 glimpses of him, and then you probably watched him a little bit more than I did.
I've seen him for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a big bird.
So he watched him for a while, and I caught a couple glimpses, and then he got behind a couple trees, and then it was just like that, he was gone.
He went and turned away from us.
Did you watch him turn away?
Yeah, I watched him probably headed up the hill.
Dang.
And
We tried real.
disappeared like a ghost.
We tried some real soft calling. We tried to scratch him back, scratch the leaves. We tried. He was probably, if I would have done it when he was just out of sight, he probably would have run to us. But I tried Jake yelping, and I don't even know if I sounded like a Jake. I just tried it. But I don't know. That's the way it goes. With about 8 or 10 minutes left, you see a stud of a bird, and then he gets.
Been hunting for 4 years.
Yeah, he gets just out of range and turns away.
He don't say a word. Never has.
I think we're gonna get out of here. I may try to hunt a little bit more on my leash or something this afternoon, but I don't know.
And I also kind of forgot to film an outro, a legit outro. So, kind of wanted to recap the hunt. There's a little bit of missed information because I was just, for whatever reason, I was more thinking about the turkey hunt than the filming, which I mean, I'm guilty of that pretty often. So basically, we made that first setup. We move a little bit to the second setup, and then we made, I think, 4 other setups. And sometimes we were just like, okay, we're not in the right spot, and after about 30 minutes we'd move. Sometimes we realized, sometimes we would give it an hour, a little over an hour. And we also tried striking birds. We tried some loud locator calls, tried some crow calls, tried some cutting and mess on box calls, pot calls, tried my wing bone. Tried a bunch of stuff, tried to strike up a bird midday, and then, or mid-morning at least. And I think this, I'm not 100% sure of how much you could gather from this, but the WMA closed at 1. So we get to this last setup at noon, and we're doing just, our calls are a little bit more aggressive than what we have been doing. And when I say aggressive, I don't mean like cutting and loud yelps and all that type of stuff like you see out in the Midwest and out west and stuff. What we were doing was, like, instead of just purrs and real soft clucks and scratching leaves, we'd do all that, but then we'd add in a couple yelps. And then our yelps got a little bit louder. And what I think happened, if you, I don't know how well this was captured in the footage, but we basically got between a hen and a gobbler, and the gobbler went the other way. They just, I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense. If you know anything about turkeys, about basic turkey biology, doesn't make any sense at all. And the hen was cutting at the, you can hear it, she was like bubble cluck / cutting at the gobbler, and he was just steady going the other way. And what I really think happened is, since that turkey he lives every day, spends every day of his life, or at least most days, on public land. He gets hunted every single day by all different people, all different skill levels. So he's heard everything. He's probably heard every type of call. I feel like that adding that little bit of yelping and calling a little bit more frequently, instead of like every 20 to 30 minutes, we're calling like every 10, 15 minutes. So I feel like that little increase in calling, just that slight little increase from subtle to a little bit less subtle was just enough to tip him off that something wasn't right. And instead of him just following us in, he skirted way around us. And maybe if we would have given it, if we could have been able to give it till about 3 in the afternoon and made a couple moves on that bird, we could have gotten him in. But it's just really hard to say. But super eventful hunt, super fun hunt. Hope you guys enjoyed. Well, hopefully we'll bring some more awesome turkey hunting content to you. We've got like 4 days left to Alabama season, and I'm going on a really big trip. I'm super excited to share with you guys. So, as always, click the like, click the subscribe button, drop us a comment, tell us what you like, give us some ideas for future videos, and always remember to live life 25 feet high.